Today, we're diving into one of Carl Sagan's greatest gifts, his absolutely incredible ability to take these enormous, mind-bending miracles of the universe and make them feel personal, poetic, and somehow simple.
Right off the bat, with just this one sentence, Sagan sets the stage. He's inviting us to just look up and try to grasp the sheer scale of reality. And this isn't just about stars and planets, It's about everything. A giant cosmic ocean that we are only just beginning to dip our toes into. So, to start this journey, Sagan basically presents us with a choice, a fundamental fork in the road of human curiosity. How do we even begin to make sense of our place in all this vastness? He argues there are really only two paths: science or its very alluring imitation, pseudoscience. Look, Sagan totally got why pseudoscience is so appealing. I mean, it offers these easy, comforting answers, right? It tells us we're special, that we're the center of it all, and that powerful forces are looking out for us. But science, science, he said, is our candle in the dark. It asks for skepticism, it asks for hard work, but what it offers in return is something way more miraculous: real, verifiable, profound truth. And for Sagan, this right here is the real magic. It isn't just the amazing facts that science uncovers. It's the tool itself. The scientific method is like a self-correcting engine for finding truth. It lets us move beyond these comforting myths and actually start to understand the cosmos as it really is. So what happens when we start using this powerful way of thinking? Well, Sagan shows that our journey of understanding isn't a series of grand promotions. It's actually a humbling series of what he called great demotions, with each one pushing us further and further from the center of things. This timeline is amazing because it maps our forced expansion of consciousness. For centuries, we were just convinced we were the centerpiece of all creation. But science, one discovery at a time, showed us a much grander and way more miraculous reality. First, Copernicus moves Earth away from the center of the solar system. Then Shapley shows our sun is just a regular star in the galactic suburbs. And finally, Hubble comes along and reveals our entire galaxy is just one of billions. Every step felt like a demotion, but really, it was a revelation. And all these demotions lead to this one astonishing moment. Looking back at Earth from the edge of the solar system, we see we're just a pale blue dot, a tiny speck of dust hanging in a sunbeam. And the miracle isn't our special position, because we don't have one, but the incredible perspective this cosmic humility actually gives us. So, after showing us our humble place in the universe, Sagan hits us with an even more profound miracle: our intimate connection to the universe. He answers that huge question of what are we by explaining that we come directly from the life and death of stars. So if we're not the center of everything, what are we? I mean, where did the actual atoms that make up your body, your thoughts, your dreams, where did they really come from? The answer is one of the most beautiful, poetic truths in all of science. Sagan explains the miracle of stellar nucleosynthesis so beautifully. The universe started with just the lightest, simplest stuff. All the heavier things that are essential for life, the carbon in our cells, the oxygen we breathe, the iron in our blood, all of it was cooked up in the fiery hearts of giant stars. And when those stars died in these insane supernova explosions, they seeded the cosmos with the raw materials for new worlds and for us. This isn't just some distant chemical process. This is our origin story. The atoms in your left hand might have come from a totally different star than the atoms in your right. We are, in the most literal sense you can imagine, star stuff. We aren't just living in the universe. The universe is literally living inside us. Okay, so knowing we're made of the cosmos, Sagan then takes us on a tour of our own cosmic neighborhood. He was a huge champion for sending out these robotic emissaries to explore the other worlds in our solar system, and what they found was a zoo of unexpected miracles right here at home. I mean, think about this. In the span of a single human lifetime, we went from seeing planets as just these little wandering lights in the sky to visiting over 70 of them up close. This incredible explosion of knowledge is just a testament to what we can do, turning old science fiction into breathtaking scientific fact. And what our little explorers found was not a solar system of boring dead rocks. No way. It's a collection of dynamic, totally bizarre worlds. We found evidence that Mars used to be a water world. We saw Io, a moon just tearing itself apart with massive volcanoes. We discovered Titan, a moon with this thick, soupy atmosphere rich in organics, almost like a snapshot of the early Earth. And then there's Triton, with its dark geysers of nitrogen ice. Each one is a unique miracle of physics and chemistry. So, after touring all the wonders of our own solar system, Sagan's logic just naturally led to the next big question. If the universe is this vast and it's full of all these worlds, could ours really be the only one with minds to appreciate it?
And this, of course, led him to advocate for SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. It's such a simple, elegant idea. Let's use our radio telescopes, our giant electronic ears, to listen to all that cosmic static and see if we can hear a signal that stands out. Any kind of whisper from a technological civilization on some planet orbiting a distant star.
Sagan would often highlight this profound, kind of crazy contrast. The attempt to answer one of the most fundamental questions we could ever ask, a question every culture in history has wondered about, cost next to nothing, really. And yet, just 1 year after NASA's program began, the US Congress canceled it, saying it was a waste of money. For Sagan, that was just a massive failure of vision, a refusal to listen for what might be the greatest miracle of all. But Sagan's vision wasn't just about passively listening. He argued, with so much passion, that our cosmic perspective demands action. That if we want to ensure humanity survives for the long haul, we have to embrace our future as a space-faring species.
For him, this wasn't about fantasy or luxury. It was a deeply pragmatic insurance policy for our species. We know that asteroids and comets hit planets. The evidence is scarred all over our solar system. Becoming a multi-planet species is the only real way to protect our civilization from that threat and from any other catastrophe, natural or self-inflicted, that could wipe us out on this one fragile world. It's about making sure the miracle of consciousness actually survives.
And this brings us all the way back to Sagan's ultimate beautiful message. His grand tour of the cosmos, of all these distant miracles, didn't lead him to want to escape our world. It led to a much deeper appreciation of it. Seeing Earth as this tiny, fragile dot should inspire not arrogance, but humility, empathy, and a profound sense of responsibility to protect the only home we've ever known. In the end, Sagan's legacy is this feeling of hopeful, informed wonder. He gave us the tools of science and a cosmic perspective, and he showed us that the real universe is filled with miracles far grander than any myth we could ever invent. And the best part? We have only just begun to look. What other wonders are waiting for us out there in the dark?